Hi, I'm Ken from Restoration Artisans, and we are here in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and we're working on our new project. Spring has sprung, and it's still a little chilly out, but we started laying stone, and I want to walk you through the project here and show you what we're working on. So this project here has a couple different components. This is an 1820s farmhouse built out of limestone, local Hershey limestone here, and this is being converted to a bed and breakfast. Now, in the back, we have a big addition that is being built by another contractor. But up top, what had to happen here was, we have a few things happening actually. The gable had to be raised on the original farmhouse. So the original farmhouse roof was taken off, all the rafters were taken off, and new framing was built, the roof height was raised up. So now what we have to do on that section is relay reclaimed limestone into that area. So we're over here at a stone yard, and we're getting reclaimed limestone for the project. And this stone came from an old barn here in this part of Pennsylvania. We're in the Mount Joy area, and we're looking at this limestone. If you look at the limestone here, obviously this was used in another project. A lot of the faces have already been shaped. You can see this stone right here. It has some of the original lime mortar still on it. You can see the face of the stone. It's nice and square and was dressed. So that's really what we're looking for. We're kind of sorting through the stone here, and they're scooping up the pile. We're throwing out the ones we don't want. We want all different shapes and sizes because we're going to build 24-inch thick walls out of limestone. So yeah, that's the process that we're doing here. It's going to take a little while. But the more time we spend doing this, the more time it'll go easier for us when we're actually doing the construction work. So obviously when we're doing this type of work, this is the kind of stone we're not looking for. This is something that is good for the Flintstones, but not for us. So we're looking for stone that are easy to work with. We really don't want the big petrified dinosaur egg boulders here. This is more of a landscaping boulder. So when you see a stone like that, as opposed to a stone like this, that's already nice and squared off, nice and flat. It can be put in the wall this way. So you see the front face here, and this part, the tail of it can go back into the wall. So you see a stone like that. You know, some of these stones that we pulled out here, you can see how nice they are. For instance, this stone here, see the front face of it, has some of the original mortar on it still. So these stones are going to lay up in the wall really, really well. Stone is a pretty close match. It's not an exact match. A lot of these stones come from different areas, different quarries, so it's hard to get an exact match. But we're using the same type of stone, and hopefully over time, as the sun and the wind and the rain hit the surface of the stone will oxidize and it'll get that pale blue color. So it should blend in pretty well. We're going to talk about the stonework here, the original stonework. What we have is a limestone, and we can see that it has this light blue patina to the stone. You can also see that this stone was worked to be very flat and very straight. You can see all these tiny little marks right here. This is from a point chisel working over the surface of this. And so every mark that we see was a chisel blow by a stonemason 200 years ago. And so they squared up all these corners, and the corners on a farmhouse are called coins. So these coins were laid nice and straight going all the way up. Some of them look like they have a little bit of splitting going on and deterioration. It's kind of the way it is after 200 years, so we have to be really careful when we work on this project. This mortar has been replaced here. This was probably replaced with a Portland cement style mortar, maybe the 1950s or 60s. This was repointed. But what we can see down here is the original lime-based mortar. We are planning on doing is cutting out the hard Portland cement mortars and replacing with a lime-based mortar. All the stone laying that we're doing up top as well is being laid back in with a lime mortar from France. So if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and to like our YouTube page. We're going to be putting up new restoration videos as the days go on, as the weeks go on. We're primarily here in southeastern Pennsylvania.